Yeah, good morning, everybody. Friday morning. I just thought I'd jump in here for a little while. I got put some, spend a hard day up in firewood up today because it's supposed to start raining next week, which we could sure use. But the woodshed's not full yet, so I got to make a big dent on that and tarp up the rest of the wood that I don't get in there. But in the meantime, while people are waiting to show up, while I'm waiting for people to show up, let's entertain you with some clips.
I'm over here
Look
looking at
look
that gum
look at
block with
that
it.
toenail. Look at that toenail right there. Oh man, that's a nice toenail.
Don't do that shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, I would say that made me gag too. Oh, let's see what this one here is.
And that's all I have to say about that.
What are you doing out there? Get me a cup of tea.
Good.
Oh. Okay, dear. I'm coming. Oh, that did hurt. Okay. This is one of my favorites. Goes. I don't need the stem. Here's this pepper here. Tastes kind of sweet, but I know it's going to keep up on me. It does have a sweet flavor. It's good, but it is starting to get warm. They are good. But it's getting warm. Just a second, folks. Hand, bring me a popsicle, quick! Hurry!
I laced it with hot sauce.
Oh, that was mean. A popsicle suppository laced with hot sauce. Oh, morning, Moose. I got more for that sawmill than I told you. The guy ended up paying me an extra 500 above and beyond that. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, I do got to help the guy on a few things, loading it and getting it on out of there, but that won't be a big deal. I was over there on Noodles. I was starting to feel the need for popping some Prozac, listening to Seal Hater. His voice brings everybody down, I think. I was like, I need some Prozac. No, I better get out of here. Yeah, that sawmill was really kind of stressing me on out, knowing that the rains are coming and it's going to be a mud fest getting it on out of there. If I don't have somebody to help me do it, to get on it, and doing it by myself is just too much. So, and then it's going to be a long time before I can get it set up. And I thought, well, you know what? I'd rather have somebody else that knows what they're doing, get it set up. Um, I needed to, it was just going to be too much of a job for me because it was going to be, I don't think I would have gotten the sawmill up and running next year. Yeah, he sounded like he offed himself a year ago. Yep. Really depressing, man. I don't know if my comment went on through, but I did make a comment saying that I did say over there that it felt like I needed to pop some Prozac. Morning, Junkyard. Nothing for a. I wish I could see better. That's for a stepper. Is that what that says? Does that say stepper? Airballs, Tim. I would block Steve over there, Moose. Ah, Big Steve just annoys the crap out of me. I didn't even want to talk about him this morning. That ain't normal for a stepper like you. What's a stepper? I'm confused, Junkyard. Am I reading that wrong? No, I don't own this mill anymore. So yeah, I gotta create a different background now. That now I will get to operate it still though. I am still going to do some videos with that mill when it's set up and operational. The guy that I sold it to, he has 360 acres and he just logged off a portion of it, and he has a bunch of logs he needs to get milled and sold. and this Sam, he's built sawmills. He's refurbished them. He's done all sorts. He knows a lot about sawmills. Anyway, he needs to get another sawmill up and running so he can go through and produce the lumber. And so I'll get to run it with him on milling that lumber that he has. So I'll get some use out of it. You ain't doing nothing, old man. Yeah, I hated selling it, but I just got too much. I still need to get rid of a few more projects. Where is he? Roasting the last of the tomatoes that I picked yesterday this morning. I didn't get them finished. And I have a feeling I'm going to be roasting a bunch of green tomatoes here real soon and canning them up. Make a green salsa. Help the rest of the grass hoppers drowned last night. You must have had a good rain. You're supposed to catch all the grasshoppers you can and set them out and dehydrate them. Eat them like popcorn out of a bowl then. Put them in a dipping sauce. You got another round of grasshoppers coming? Is that what you're saying? But I got a Marco Polo from my brother yesterday. It's kind of a cool one. My brother, when he retired, he bought himself an F-350, and it had a sunroof on his F-350, and he bought this little pop-up sleeper type of deal that sits right on top of the cab. His pickup was a 4-door, and it had this little sleeper deal. It was a pop-up deal that acts as a windbreak, like if you're pulling a big fifth wheel or something. You could leave it up, and it acted as a windbreak for the trailer behind you. But also, it had a sleeping bed. It had a bed in there and stuff. It was pretty comfortable. And what my brother was doing is he's been driving all over the United States for retirement. He was a nursing home administrator for his whole career. When he retired, he just wanted to see more of the United States. So he's been delivering trailers and boats and all sorts of stuff all around the United States, pulling it with his 350, Ford 350. Anyway, he just moved on up. I don't know. He didn't say if he sold his F-350, but he just bought a single axle truck. It's like a semi. But it's only it's only the tractor part. It doesn't have tandems. It's just single with dualies on the back of it, and like a 44-foot trailer, like a lowboy type of it's almost like a car trailer, but it's not like a car trailer. But he can load up quite a bit on it. Yeah, boy, it's got a really nice sleeper. He just told me she wants breakfast. But anyway, he's got a sweet setup. It's a lot more convenient what he had before. Okay, Pete, I'm coming, girl. I know you want breakfast. Oh, good morning, Jerry. Good morning, tampon Tammy. Now let's see. I gotta get Pete up that. You know, I can tell right now we got some rain on the way because when I got up this morning, my phones were actually feeling pretty good, and just in the last 10 minutes, my bones have just started hurting. Oh, and I was feeling good 15, 20 minutes ago. The rain is on the way. Okay, here's your food, girl. I can feel it in my lower back and my hips. Ah, getting old sucks. Sounds like Steve eating, don't it? I sure hope so, Junkyard. I sure hope so. Oh, she's wolfing that stuff down. She loads that turkey broth on her dry dog food. Stars are still out, but my bones are hurting. Now your dog only eats people food. Oh no, she eats puppy food. That's right. You feed your dog puppy food, not dog food. think some of your chat's being left out, Junkyard. What has to be diesels? Oh, the kids here have to drive dualies to school. And and those have to be diesels. Okay, I got you. She eats what you eat. So she's not eating the puppy food anymore either, huh? I know what you mean about not wanting to hold this. I've had a few vehicles with skylights, and when they leak, they suck. Yeah, well, as far as keeping the dog food in the refrigerator, I do keep the open core jars of turkey broth in the refrigerator. Good morning, Linda. And when I was up there at that sawmill yesterday and he's flicking it on over and everything, where I was showing over across there, basically what you're looking at right there, a bit of that has been logged off. Not that whole mountainside, but a bit of it is. And I watched them cut the road going on up over that mountain, and I thought they was getting ready to do it. It was odd. I never seen the smoke up there, but the smoke was just on the other side. The fire was just on the other side of that hill. And I never did see the smoke when I was working up there. And the fire was going, they had to blaze the road going on up there, but I never did see the smoke. That was weird. Go eat popcorn and noodles. Gross. You're overripe. I used to not like goat cheese, but I actually really like goat cheese anymore. Depends on who makes it. Oh, he ate goat cheese this morning on this morning's video. Oh boy. I don't know if I want to see that because I like goat cheese, and I'll probably never eat goat cheese again if I watch that video. Good morning, Rick. I'm just telling everybody, Rick, I sold that circle sawmill. I made about 500 off of it, a little over. But I sold it. It was just too much of a project for me. That was a side cheese. Ugh. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Les Miserables. Ugh, I'm not watching that video. You guys are grossing me out just talking about it. I'm not even going to watch it. I like goat cheese, and I don't want you guys to ruin that for me. Yes, I see you there. You're ready to go inside. And you want Dad to just start a fire, don't you? Well, it's going to wait a spell before I start a fire indoors this morning. I'm too lazy, and it's not that cold. No, you got to get out of there. Nah, Vita, get out of the kitchen. She likes to sneak and poke her nose up on top of the counter if I'm not looking. Because every once in a while she'll find some nice treats up there. I don't believe that, Rick. Nobody steams food there. How about everybody steamed in Michigan? I think you're pulling our leg. He's pulling our leg, Sandra. I believe Iron Dog. Hashtag I believe Iron Dog. I think Ewan's, isn't that like Ewan's trouble? Linda, I think you need a Timu intervention. Yep, you need a Timu intervention there, Linda. Oh, Tim. Oh, gross. I'll never eat pizza again. Well, I tell you what, with Temu and Amazon and Walmart and stuff and Weimart and Dollar General and all these places, I'm thinking of investing in a landfill. There's got to be good, with all these companies in business, there's got to be a big market for landfills. Oh, man, I'll bet you he was sad. Dropping his coffee. I hope he had time to make some more, or at least stop at the store and buy him another cup. It's the American dream at work. Answer that question very carefully there, Junkyard. Cheaper than Walmart. Straight from China and out of the middleman. Diamond art is too rich for his blood. There's your answer. Shut up, Tim. I hate you. Because you're not lying on that. No. Haven't bought no diamond art. Let's see here. I went to Aldi's and bought a bread maker. I'm going to give it a whirl sometime today. You know, I bought my wife a bread maker, Sandra. Yeah, it's many years ago, and she used it for a while. She did. Neither one of us liked the way the shapes the loaves turned on out in the bread maker, but she liked it for mixing the dough for a long time. But she's got the back where she would rather. She ended up getting rid of the bread maker. She said she'd rather just go ahead and eat it by hand. Tommy was taking his time in our time. Hashtag embrace the hate. Kitchen gadget junkie. You know what? Actually, Sandra, the mixing the dough actually wasn't bad using the bread maker. I'm gonna go cycle through that, but I still prefer putting it in the bed pan, and baking it in the oven. Oh, you can't. But when it comes to baked bread, you have to slice at least one slice off while it's still hot. At least one slice. I mean, fresh hot bread out of the oven. Butter it while it's still hot and eat it. Oh man, that's so good. I know you're not supposed to, but man, it's so good. So, what is the George? Sourdough toast in the batter with. Did you put any down under cheese on it there, Tampon Tammy? Put some of that down under cheese on that sourdough toast. Oh, it's the George Foreman grill. Okay, yeah, I've never used one of those. I remember when he was advertising those. I didn't buy one. I don't know anybody that. I don't even know anybody that got one. Grilled down under cheese on sourdough toast. Have fun at the beach there, Rick. There's about George Foreman grills. Oh, wow. I remember them being advertised. I just never knew anybody that bought one. Don't forget the sunblock. Sunblock causes skin cancer. I wonder if sunblock actually does hinder the vitamin D, though, that you get from the sun. Just curious. New studies how it proves it. Yeah, when I butcher a chicken, I like leaving it sit out in the sun to soak in that vitamin D. I like to let it soak in that vitamin D for like 10 weeks. Get it good and ripe. Has lots of vitamin D in it then. Watching tasting videos causes weight loss. You know, I used to love going to our state fair, Renda. Yeah, it's only a little over an hour away. But it's gotten so um, scary to go. I mean, I fights breaking out all around there, pickpocketing, all the different crap that goes there. I hate going. I don't even go to the state fair anymore. They've taken all the fun out of it. Not the same type of people that goes to those things around here anymore. Belly is growling me, telling me time to eat. Take care, Sandra. That's sick, Robert. Five tickets to Storyland. You know, I haven't checked the Enchanted Forest stuff out of Salem. I used to kind of be fun to go when you have kids, that is. I haven't checked. I wonder how they fared through the COVID deal if they're still open. I heard they were having a rough time. There was also another place right next door, but I know they got shut down through COVID. But they were having hard times before COVID hit. I don't think it is. I think they close after the winter. I think they're only open for the summer because it's all it's mostly all outdoor stuff. Walking through the trails through the enchanted forest and reading the little stories. You know, the all the kids stories. Walking the trails you got to read, but it's all outdoor stuff. And they pretty much shut down in the winter. I know your kids would love going to that enchanted forest there. That's pretty cool. They had a little that trolley car ride or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. That's pretty fun. And the haunted house. Their haunted house is really good. I know that you would really enjoy their haunted house. Um, your kids might. Angela totally, or not Angela. I mean Nicole, my eldest daughter. She totally freaked out with it. I mean, I had to bring to get my daughter out of there. She was so freaking on out. I had to get her on out to a side door that they weren't going to open. And I says, "Hey, I'm taking her through that door, whether you open it or not. She's going through that door." Yeah, I think you'd like it, Robert. I know that you and your wife would enjoy their haunted house. But if your kids really like scary stuff, I mean, then it's see my daughters did not like that how scary it was at all. They totally freaked out. Morning, Robert. I mean, Iron Dog. Iron Dog, you missed Rick. He's up in Michigan, and he says he hasn't found anybody that steam cooks up there. He says nobody steam cooks up there. Yeah, Walmart is the real haunted house. They don't know what they are missing. The secret's in the steam as he passes gas. Yeah, I did. Dog, I did sell it. It was just, it was going to be too much for me. It was more that I was taking on more than I could chew. Put it this way, because of that sawmill, I didn't even really start a garden early this spring. I didn't get a garden going. I'm not going to let it ruin another year for me. Yeah, I'm a quitter on it, but I had to quit on that. I got to think, I've been thinking here last week, how much wood I'm actually going to run through it. Um, the the the, the investment of time and the reward of what I'm going to get out of it just doesn't pan out. I mean, maybe someday I'll go ahead and set one on up, but now's not the time. Take care, Linda. Yeah, she did say she. That ain't no lie, Iron Dog. She did say that. She did not want me to sell it. But the guy that I sold it to, he's been all summer long trying to get me to sell it to him anyway, because he has a real need for one. So I will help him. I still am going to help him some on getting it on out of there, and I am going to. I don't think he's going to want my help setting it on up because he knows what he's doing with that part of it. He's had a number of these. He's even built them. Um, but he's going to have me on over there to help him run it and stuff. So I'll still get some enjoyment with it. It's not like it will be totally out of the picture. It'll be fun. Just use the reciprocating side. Yeah, like somebody else we know up in Canada does. No, thank you. Your some days are numbered. Yeah, just like yours. Yeah, and I just gotta. I've got to start to stop taking on more than I can chew. Nobody cares there. That's the whole point of it. There, noodles. Oh wow. See, I haven't, Robert. I haven't been there. I haven't actually been there in over 20 years. 20, 25 years since I've been there. We're not talking about him here, noodles. I gotta say though, noodles, that Seal Hater, I had to leave this morning because I he was giving me just listening to the tone of his voice gives me an extreme desire. I mean, a desperate desire to pop some Prozac. I get out free. Well, I mean, I made some money off of it, and on top of that, I'll still get to use it. Some, I mean, I won't be able to use it at will or anything else like that. But the thing is, he knows about the maintenance of this stuff. We also went through the garage. This is the cool deal, guys. We went through the garage or through the old barn. We was looking for to see if we can find the wrench, for changing those teeth on out. We couldn't find the wrench, but he says he knows how to make those wrenches, so that's not a big deal. But we did find the tooth sharpener. It clamps on the blade, and you grind it, and it sharpens the teeth on there. We did find that, and they don't make those anymore. And it was in really good shape. The tooth sharpener was. So we found that. That was a really good find out there. I'm with you, Tim. I hate crowds too. Morning, Philly. I'm okay not being the best as long as Steve ain't the best. But yeah, I was surprised on that. I'm finding that tooth sharpener for it. It was a hand crank one. I mean, it's you clamp it down on the blade, and you have this little handle that you kind of squeeze. It pulls the grinding wheel into the tooth, and then there's a handle that you crank it, and that spins the grinding wheel. So you start spinning the grinding wheel, then you start squeezing this handle, and it slowly brings the grinder into the tooth, and you grind off just the amount that you want. You were ordering the sawmill from Timu. You did it sharpens your teeth. Oh boy, that sounds scary. Yeah, I agree, Tammy. Robert, if it costs $100 to get on in for the four of you, I don't. I haven't been there for 25 years, but it's not to me. It's not worth $100. I wouldn't think it's worth that. Yeah, well, junkyard. I'll just use a knife, a steak knife, and a fork. I don't need my cutters. Yeah, Robert. Not only that, that $100. After you really don't want to spend a whole day there. So you're only there for maybe a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, for $100 for 2 or 3 hours. And then if you want anything, if you want to take the rides, or there's not very, or there wasn't when I was there. There wasn't very many rides, only one or two. But yeah, it's not worth it. Not unless you're just looking to throw away money and it doesn't matter. That $20 was too much. The only ride that I would really like to go on someday, I wonder how much they cost now. I wasn't able to get on ride because they wanted the two people to be equal, semi-equal in weight. Yeah, there was too much weight difference between me and my wife or me and my daughter, so they wouldn't let me go on. But the slingshot ride, where they slingshot you straight up in the air, just launch you right on up there, and I always wanted to try that. That slingshot ride looks like it would be a blast. But it was $20 a person, and that was back in the back in the early '90s. Yeah, I can see where a jet boat ride would be fun. Where was it? I took one time. I took a Ferris wheel ride for the day. I think it was over on the coast, going up one of the bays or whatever. And that was pretty cool. And you got a meal on it and stuff. I mean, we got lunch on there and stuff. It was pretty cool going on that. It was enjoyable. You know, the jet boat ride I would like to take was that on the Rogue River down Southern Oregon. I think it's the Rogue River that they have a jet. They have jet rides, jet boat rides, and they have you can go down it on rafts. That if I was younger, I'd love to go on that and do a camping trip down the Rogue. I bet you that's something you'd enjoy too, Robert. Oh, to do the whale watching. The whale watching is fun, Robert, but it's really hard to time it right. We used to go to the ocean, go whale watching back in the '70s. We'd go over there for a week and just park along, camp right along 101. Back then they used to let you park on the side of the highway, and we'd camp out with the campers there and stuff, and do some surfing and stuff while we waited for the whales. And we'd be there out there for like maybe 3 days before we'd see the first whale. Um, it's not like you can just say, okay, I want to go. The day that you go on out, if you book it for just one day, you might not see a whale. And that's the part that sucks about it. If you're going out, paying for a trip on a boat and stuff. Oh, it was awesome. I bet. I bet you that was a blast. The Rogue River is really cool. But the whale watching, I would have to do a little bit of more research before you booked a deal on that. Gonna look for a California well. Yeah, junkyard must be going to Walmart. Oh, I gotta pull the tomatoes out. They should be done now. Let's see here. I need the hot pads. Oh yeah, it's done. Yeah, I'll let that cool off for a bit, then I'll get everything processed, bottled up, and ready to can. We'll probably end up with probably another 10, 15 quarts out of this batch. Oh, okay. That wouldn't be bad if you could see the potable. Yeah. The we always was waiting for the killer whales to come when they would come on through there. They were fun to see. Watching the orcas. Of course, watching watching from land, you don't get to you don't get no close ups or anything, but you get to see them blowing the water spouts out when they surface. But at least try to time it when the blue whales or the orcas are coming through. It's kind of cool seeing some other whales in the area. And there's one thing that I found out about Sam that yesterday when I was chatting with him, was digging around through the barn and stuff. Yeah, he's getting close to 90. He's a really, he's an old guy. But I didn't realize that about 20, 25 years ago, he had pancreatic cancer and he beat it. And that's pretty impressive. Because pancreatic cancer back then was basically a death sentence, and he was able to beat it. And that's what killed my dad. You had to see if you can take when you're over at the coast. Go to the Coast Guard, see if they take you out for a ride on one of their boats. If you get to know the coxsman, he'll take you for a ride. But you got to get to know the coxsman. I got to go out on now the boats that they have now. They're newer models. They're a lot different from the ones that I went on out. But back in what was it, the 70s, we built a bunch of housing for the Coast Guard over in Winchester Bay, and right by the lighthouse. Got to know one of the coxsmen pretty well, and he took me out on the boat. It was really cool. You know the cockman. It's a coxman. COX. The boats that they had back in the 70s, and they were getting old at that time. But those boats that they had were designed to roll, and they would actually take them on out, and they would do maneuvers and make them roll on purpose, just on practice, to simulate going out on a bad storm. Yeah, those boats they would roll clear over and then come back up upright. That's too bad, troll conspiracy. I'm sorry. When I was building the housing for the Coast Guard there, the cool thing was back then you didn't have to have a fishing license to fish the ocean. You had to have a fishing license to fish the bay. So I'd go out on the jetty and fish on the open ocean side of the jetty, right out at the end, catch all sorts of fish. But you couldn't let your line go inside the jetty. If you got inside the line, the game wardens, they were watching that to make sure that if your line went inside the jetty, they would give you a ticket. But it was cool. There was surf fishing over there with 7 or 8 hooks on the line, cast it on out into the surf when the surf was coming on in. Pull in 3, 4, 5 white perch. Between Burns and Newport. There really isn't anything, Robert, that I can think of. Um, I know between here and Newport, there isn't anything. When you go to Corvallis and you cut off through Corvallis to go to Newport, and there's nothing. And there's nothing here in Sweet Home. There really is nothing, Robert. I mean, about the only thing is in Sisters, and that's just walking through Sisters, and I know that you've done that. Unless you had some four wheelers and stuff wanted to go off roading, there's a lot of good country out on several different places for that. There's a miniature pitch and putt over in Corvallis, but that's not fantastic. I mean, it's okay. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't in Corvallis. That was just south of Albany, rather. It wasn't Corvallis. It was Albany. I mean, there's all sorts of hiking trails if you want to hike through nature. There's a trail east of us, about 20 miles. It's kind of fun to take a nice hike on, and you usually get to see lots of elk out there. Unfortunately, you can't hunt that area. I think you're out of luck, Robert, because I really don't think there is anything to do between Burns and so little to do in between Burns and Newport. Now, if you was into rock climbing and rock rappelling, I could show you a few good places. You know what, Robert? There is something, but it would be more than a day type of a deal. If you was interested in, and it's a little bit south, and it'd be well worth it as far as part of a camping trip. And there are some they have cabins, so you wouldn't have to bring a tent. You can rent a cabin if you book it in advance. You can rent a cabin, you can rent a boat on Crane Prairie Lake. And take the boat on out and go fishing for the rainbow. What they call them the crane bow. They are a hybrid fish that they have in there, and they're about the size of steelheads. I mean, their crane bows are fat. They're big. They're about 2 feet long, and they're about as big around as a bowling ball. They're gigantic. Really good eating too. And you guys might enjoy stopping at Cranberry, booking a cabin there for a couple of nights and renting a boat for a couple of days to go on out on the lake and do some fishing. And there's plenty of outdoor nature around there. It's really nice climate and stuff. There's actually, I mean, in that area, there's several different lakes that has really good fishing up there with a really big rainbow. And they all have some nice cabins, and a number of them have boats where you can do the boat rentals. And they have jet ski rentals and different stuff like that. That's about maybe a half hour, south of Bend. Rent a pontoon boat, take a barbecue on out on the lake, and do some fishing and some barbecuing. There's another place too, Robert. It's not. I mean, they just have a little tiny rainbow to catch and stuff, but up on top of the pass up here. Remember when you was coming from Bend over towards Sweet Home? You was taking Highway 20, and you came to the junction of Highway 22 where you cut off to go straight to go to Salem, and you went left on Highway 20, and you go about. So when you take that junction past Highway 22, you go another like 2 or 3 miles, and then there was a junction that goes to 126 that goes to Eugene and Springfield. If you take that junction and you go about a mile or two, there's a lake out there on the left, and you can rent cabins there, and they're pretty cheap. They're actually pretty inexpensive to rent those cabins there. And they have little paddle boats you can take out and go. You know, there's no motorized boats allowed on those lakes, but you can take a rowboat on out there and you can go fishing on that. It's kind of a pleasant deal, a pleasant little camping area. But you can rent it. It's relatively inexpensive to go to that one and rent a cabins and spend the day or two out on the lake there. And it's really nice and peaceful. Is that called Blue Lake? Can't remember what it's called. But yeah, it's just right after you turn off of Highway 20 onto 126. It's only a couple of miles on out there on the left hand side, going towards Springfield. Anyway, I want to get off here, guys. I need to get these roasted tomatoes processed and get myself some breakfast, and I need to get on putting some firewood in this woodshed. So we'll catch y'all later. Bye, y'all.